Welcome back to the deep dive. Our mission here is to give you a genuine shortcut to being the most informed person in any room, and today we're getting into something huge.
We really are.
We're looking at the ultimate strategy for really achieving peak productivity and knowledge by mastering AI.
Right. And the core idea here, based on all the sources, is that most people are held back by, well, just bad prompting.
It seems so simple, but that's it.
Yeah.
And it's apparently pretty easy to get ahead of, like 99% of people.
That's what we're going to break down. We've got 7 really powerful ChatGPT hacks. They're designed for beginners, but they scale all the way up to pros. This is all about turning that AI from a stranger into your greatest strategist.
Okay, so let's start with the first step, the buy-in. It seems the very first hack is just getting a ChatGPT Pro account.
It sounds basic, but it's the foundation for everything else. You have to have the right infrastructure.
And I know people will hesitate, another subscription, but the sources are really insistent on this.
They are, and they frame it as an investment, not a cost. When you look at the comparison, it's pretty persuasive.
Less than eating out, I think one source said.
Cheaper than McDonald's these days. But look, unlike that meal, this subscription, if you use the techniques we're about to cover, promises a guaranteed 10x return on investment.
Just in time saved and the IP you generate.
Exactly. It unlocks the speed, the better models, the capacity you need for professional work.
So the Pro account gives you the tools, but the next 6 steps, that's the instruction manual. And that starts with something called the master prompt.
Yes. So if your first chats with an AI feel, shallow or transactional, it's because it knows nothing about you. The AI is a stranger.
Right.
The master prompt is the document that defines who you are. It turns that stranger into a strategic partner.
The travel agent analogy in the source material was perfect for this.
It really was.
If you just say, book me a flight, you get the worst possible option. But if you give context, I need a window seat, I only fly this airline, I have to leave after 10 a.m., you get a customized high-quality result.
And that's exactly what the master prompt does. It provides all those preferences for the AI. But it goes so much deeper. We're talking company context, your specific role, your core values, your vision.
Even constraints, right?
Constraints, preferences, even details about your staff.
Okay, wait, hold on. I have to jump in here.
Please.
The sources mention putting in really sensitive information like staff salary bands or detailed revenue numbers.
You do?
Isn't that a massive security and IP risk? Just uploading all your company's secrets. How do the sources address that?
That is a critical question, and they're clear about it. The AI can't give you realistic strategic analysis like optimizing a budget without those real-world numbers. It's just guessing otherwise.
So it needs the constraints to be useful.
Exactly, and the risk is managed by using the secure, paid, enterprise-level environments that a Pro account gives you. The argument is the payoff getting advice that's actually grounded in your financial reality is worth it.
That makes the risk-reward calculation a lot clearer. So how do you create one? I saw that people spend hundreds of dollars on this.
Which is completely unnecessary. The pro move here is you get the AI to help you build it.
How does that work?
You start with a simple summary. I'm a CMO at a SaaS company. Here's my revenue. My goal is a master prompt. Then, and this is the key part, you tell the AI, ask me all the questions you need to get the most comprehensive context possible.
So you flip the script. Instead of you guessing what the AI needs, it interviews you.
Precisely. It knows what to ask. It'll probe you on your sales funnel, customer acquisition costs, all the things you might forget. Then it synthesizes all of it into your master prompt.
And you save that as a PDF. Why a PDF?
For utility. In every new chat, you just upload that one file and boom, your entire institutional knowledge base is instantly cloned into that conversation.
So you can do real-time financial forecasting, create playbooks.
All of it. The context is there. But context alone, as you said, won't get you into that top 1%. The master prompt defines who you are, but next you need to define how the AI behaves.
And this gets to the most common complaint I hear. My output sucks.
Exactly. And the harsh reality is, if the output sucks, your prompt sucks. The user hasn't controlled the AI's methodology. That's what the system prompt is for. It controls the behavior of the response.
And the secret here is iteration. You don't get it right on the first try. You have to go back and forth maybe 3, 4, even 6 times, tweaking things.
Which is where this advanced technique called canvases comes in.
Okay, break that down. What is a canvas?
Think of it like a live Google Doc inside of ChatGPT. When you ask for an output, like an email, you tell it to save that output as a canvas.
So it's not just text in the chat window, it's a saved, editable block.
Right. and you can do two powerful things. First, you can chat with it directly. Say, in paragraph 3, make the tone more assertive, and it'll change it.
But the second part is the real game changer.
It is the manual edit. You can literally click into the text the AI wrote and rewrite a line yourself. Change some jargon or, like the source said, add a human touch like, your hair looks so clean and sharp in a note.
And this is so important because the AI is watching your manual changes. It's learning your preferences.
It's running a diagnostic on its own instructions. It's basically thinking, my original prompt wasn't specific enough. Now I see what the human actually wanted. It learns your instinct.
Okay, so once you've gone back and forth, you've chatted with it, you've manually polished it, and the canvas is perfect. What's the final move?
This is the pro move. You ask the AI, write the system prompt that would have generated this final polished output from the beginning.
And it reverse engineers your genius.
Exactly. It takes all those little tweaks, all that nuance, and it builds the detailed, multi-layered prompt for you. That is now your intellectual property. Reusable, repeatable genius.
That's incredible leverage.
It is. Now, before we move on, I have to mention one. Let's call it a fascinating but risky tactic from the sources.
Oh, this is the dark side of prompting, right? This sounded wild.
It is a bit wild. The sources confirm that models sometimes perform better under, well, duress.
Duress? You mean you threaten the AI?
Essentially, yes. There's evidence, even from people who built them, that if a model refuses a request, sometimes an unexpected threat can persuade it.
That is bizarre.
It is. We're mentioning it because it's a known quirk, but we absolutely recommend you proceed at your own peril. Focus on the productive methods.
Right. Stick to the canvas, not the threats. Okay, so we have the master prompt for who you are, the system prompt for how it behaves. Now we need organization.
This is what separates you from the 99%. You need structure. This brings us to projects.
Think of them as isolated context rooms.
Perfect analogy. When you're managing something complex, like a product launch or a big financial decision, you need all the related documents and chats in one place. Projects are just dedicated folders for that.
The example of buying a house in Cabo was so clear.
It was. All the notes from the financial advisor, the real estate comps, legal requirements for foreign buyers, everything went into one project folder.
And if you don't do that, you get context bleed. You're talking about financials 1 minute, and then the AI gets confused by a stray comment about a family vacation from a different chat.
And a messy mind creates a messy prompt. Projects keep the AI focused. It becomes a smart historical knowledge base for that one specific thing.
Okay, so projects organize the high-level context. What's the final layer of personalization?
Custom instructions. This is all about the stylistic layer. It handles the formatting of every single interaction, which saves a ton of time.
It's like setting your home address in a map app, right? You set it once, and you never have to type it in again.
Exactly. So your outputs always look and sound the way you want, by default.
Now let's clarify this because it can be confusing. We have 3 layers.
Right. Master prompt is your role, who you are. The system prompt is the behavior, how to do a specific task. And custom instructions are the output format, your general style preferences.
So what happens if they conflict? Let's say your custom instructions say always use bullet points, but your system prompt for a specific task asks for a long-form essay.
That's a great question. The system prompt, because it's more specific to the immediate task, will generally override the custom instructions. So you'd get the long-form essay, but the writing style within that essay would still be short and crisp, as per your custom instructions. They harmonize.
That makes perfect sense. So in custom instructions, you tell it things like, never start with as an AI language model.
Or always use short paragraphs, no preambles, summarize with bullet points, all your little pet peeves.
And a tip is you don't even have to write them yourself.
Nope. Just ask the AI to help you draft them. You do have to set it up on the desktop version, but then it applies everywhere.
Okay, this brings us to the final stage, the thing that gets you ahead of like 99.9999% of people, custom GPTs.
This is where you really automate your IP. Think of them as having specialized little minions that do one specific, highly refined task for you over and over again.
So instead of copying and pasting that huge, complex system prompt you perfected,
You just save that structure as a custom GPT. It creates this reusable engine of value. You can share it with your team. You can even sell access to it.
this is the shift from saving minutes to saving days.
Absolutely. The goal is to get the AI doing 92% of the heavy lifting, leaving you with that final 8%. the artist part.
The human touch.
The human touch. And the book architect example in the sources was just a perfect illustration of this power.
It was amazing. You just prompt it with a name and a topic, like Rob Dyrdek on time.
And because that custom GPT has the right underlying system prompt for deep analysis, it scans everything on the internet that person has ever said or written on that topic.
And it spits out a full, detailed book outline in their voice with their quotes, their style.
And it took 27 minutes. That is just an unbelievable level of synthesis. That's what happens when you codify your prompts into a real automated asset.
The leverage is just astonishing. And it's so clear this isn't some passing trend. This is the new way of operating.
It is. And if you feel overwhelmed, the answer isn't to go buy some generic course. It's to build new behaviors.
And the final piece of advice on that was habit stacking.
It's so practical. Find a habit you already have. Sitting down with your morning coffee, getting to your desk, then just force yourself to add a small block of time, 7 minutes, 30 minutes of AI practice.
Use that time to build a system prompt or refine your custom instructions.
Exactly. You stack the new behavior onto an old one, and you make AI mastery just a part of who you are. You become the expert in your peer group.
We've laid out the whole blueprint here, all the techniques the pros are using. So I guess the question for you listening is, what stands out to you about these advanced layered techniques?
We really would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, please share your opinions, your suggestions in the comments below. If you found this deep dive as helpful as we did, show some appreciation by liking it.
And of course, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this with anyone else you think would find it valuable.
Until the next deep dive, keep learning.
And keep building those prompts.